Oh, hello everyone and welcome back. Dace here, and this is just going to be a little on the shorter side. I felt like doing, as I get positioned here, I felt like doing just a little bit of a progress update in terms of just some of the puzzles I unboxed the other day. Of course, I've got some delicious coffee, and yeah, jazz going. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. So anyway, this is going to be one of the main focus cubes today, the Ghost. So this little flat guy. And then another one that we are going to touch on is this guy, which I'm sure all you remember from, yeah, the unboxing video, if you watched that. If not, then feel free to check that out. It was the one just before this one, and we opened up some really cool goodies. Anyway, so what I noticed the other night was that I suddenly just developed more of a drive for getting back into 2x2, and so I was just solving a ton of this guy, like solve after solve, and then of course I had this one on the go as well, just yeah, because I love the feel of this one. Of course, it's just so good. Anyway, so yeah, just a ton of this, and then I think it was either yesterday morning or something like that. This one was obviously still scrambled from when I unintentionally scrambled it during the unboxing video, and I honestly thought it was going to be a lot harder, but I was kind of just fiddling around with it, and somehow, like, it's not that I was even putting a lot of effort into figuring it out, but I somehow just solved it and was like, oh, that's really cool. Wow. And so I went at it again and solved it again and again and again. And literally this was in my hand all day, like my hands all day. I just did solve after solve. Excuse me. And now it's not that I have a complete, like 100% understanding, like I'm certainly getting there. Like there are a few things that I kind of just know to do. I didn't look up any tutorials or anything like that. This is literally just what I know from cubing in general. I was able to sort of just start toying with a few ideas and piecing things together and just do some basic like swaps like that. But anyway, we'll get into that when we actually scramble this guy up, which yeah, we might as well do right now. So I'm just going to continue sipping my coffee, and then we will get right into this. Just scramble it up. So one thing that I want to mention too is, like, in the unboxing I was saying, like, oh, you can do stuff like this and this, and you can, but you definitely don't do that. Like, it's not actually part of, I think I was just getting caught up in the fact that, like, oh man, like maybe like it does crazy stuff, but this doesn't get you anywhere and it doesn't really do anything whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure that's not what they intended. So anyway, that's that. Okay. So anyway, as I did solve after solve, yeah, like just more, I was able to piece more and more together and just notice a few things, and oh, this is honestly such a fun puzzle. Even though it's really simple, I am just loving this guy, and in all honesty, I think this might be one of the simplest but most fun puzzles I have. So much so that if someone was getting into cubing and they were like, oh, Dace, what do you recommend? Like, I have no experience with cubing and yada yada yada, I would say, like, go with this. Like, as complex as it may seem, it's actually super intuitive. That's all I applied when it came to this puzzle, is just thinking about it logically and just kind of feeling things out and saying, like, oh, what feels like it would make sense. So in that sense, this is a very, very simple but super cool and a lot of fun puzzle. So anyway, that looks scrambled enough to me. Now, this isn't going to be an official tutorial where I'm like explaining things. Like, I will be explaining some things, like what my thought process is as I go through it, but that's kind of me like yeah, just commenting. My hands are a little dirty from, yeah, probably the table. So anyway, one thing I will point out first off, though, is that normally I go for like these two. Okay, first off, this center never moves. No matter what you do, that's never going to be moving. So there's no worrying about that. The other thing is these 5 pieces here, these 5 edge pieces, those you can rotate them, but they never leave their spot, ever. So that's another thing that like kind of dissolves the initial complexity that you think might be there. These 5 pieces are always in that same position. It's just a matter of being this way or that way. And of course this has a grain, so it's easy to see that, okay, so that one goes like that. And I think that's actually all of them. And then on this side, it's going this way. Yeah, so right off the bat, we have solved everything in terms of the middle and these 5 pieces. So the only things we want to solve at this point are these corner pieces, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pieces here. So what we can observe from the way these guys move is that they will always just be going around the outside. So right away you can kind of see how this could be very simple in terms of just swapping, cycling things around until you get them where you want. So anyway, let's just let's just do that. So for instance, let's say we want to, this guy looks like he's in the proper spot, but we actually want him pointing up instead. So how would we maybe do that? Well, there's no point keeping him here because that doesn't solve anything. So let's start moving him around this way. Check the other side, see if that does anything for us. Nope. Okay, so, but what about now? Nope. And I could also be mistaken. He might be going somewhere else. But anyway, yeah, so there we see a little too high for that spot, but what about, no, so that doesn't work either. Plus the grain is not super straight, so we know that's not where he goes. Okay, so we checked that out. This actually looks like that's in place now. That must have just happened somehow when I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, we are just going to keep a move on. So how about, well, how about we, it looks like this could go maybe down here, but the thing is, that doesn't line up. So what we want to do first is go like this, so it's lined up with the grain anyway, and then boom. Now that looks a bit slanted to me, so we know that's not going to go there. So, but could it go here instead? I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I see what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna, okay, we're back onto this one. We're gonna go like that. That is what we want. And then we move it out of the way, move that back, boom, there we go. Okay, so this looks like we want it over here. So guess what we're gonna do? We could just go like this, but then that pops this guy around the, or not pops, but like turns this guy out of alignment. So what do we do first? Well, we're gonna move, we don't care about this corner because this isn't where we want it yet anyway, so we can put that in the danger zone. We can flip, because this is not a piece we want to preserve. Now that we've flipped and have this the way we want it, as a setup, now we put our piece that we want here, there, and then boom, these two, this whole section is finished now. So now this guy, it's pretty obvious to me, like obviously he's not going to go here. One of the triangle pieces is going to go here. And obviously one of the other triangle pieces is going to go here as well. So we know this is only going to go here. But if we go like that, he's just pointing down. So what do we do? Well, we go around the other way. So let's see what happens. And then we'll swap this because we want it lining up with that. See, if we had not done that, then again, there's just a strange angle happening there. So we do that. Boom, boom. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, now we messed this up. Well, that doesn't really matter because we're going to unmess it soon enough anyway. So it really is not a big deal. It's as simple as like sometimes doing that, and I will explain the rest momentarily. But first, we're going to go like, we want that guy. Because I have some coffee again. Honestly, I had a feeling that like when I went to record this, it would probably be like a solve that had me not stumped, but like investing more time into the solve than any of the other ones have, like all day yesterday and today so far. And that's definitely the case. It's pretty funny because normally I'm done in like less than a minute. But yeah, anyway, funny stuff. Okay, so what are we doing here? Okay, we want that guy here, but we're gonna put him around this direction because that's where we want that guy. Okay, so, and I think actually we want this guy there. Sweet. So now we just have these two pieces to swap. So what do we do to figure this out? Well, we can just start cycling things back and forth and see if that does something. So that has remedied that one, and then we can put that back. So now it's literally just these two. So we fixed this one, but we messed this one up, but that's okay because now we can literally just go boom, boom, do like a back and forth switch until they are complete. And there you go, guys. That is that. So let's do another one. Let's see if I can get it a little faster than that one. Yeah, like it's not challenging. Like I said, no guides, no tutorial. It's literally just me sitting with it. And I'm certainly no expert when it comes to puzzles, honestly. Like, I'm, as much as I've invested into doing like 3x3 and stuff like that, like, I'm still, yeah, like I'm no expert, honestly. So you are more than capable of doing something like this. All right, let's just give it a little bit more before we get at it. Actually, I like the look of that, so let's keep that. So first things first, how about, I like this song. I've heard it before. We're gonna line up the grains. I like starting that way, so we're gonna do that. So that's all lined up. So these 5 pieces and the center are all going this way, and we are already on to just these 5. Like, it's so simple. All right, so obviously this guy, we know he goes, I think he's in this corner, but just not this way. So let's rotate him around the other side. And we might, yeah, there we go. Okay, so, but wait a minute. If we go like that, then this is out of alignment, this sticker grain. So first, we'll undo, we'll pretend we didn't go all the way down there. We'll flip this first for the setup. Oh no, I ignored me entirely. That is not happening. We are gonna do what I just did initially. Okay. On second thought, we're gonna rotate this one first because we did mess it up when we start to cycle this guy. So now, oh, okay, no. No, that's not happening either. This is not the piece. I think he actually belongs in this corner, so that is that. Okay, so, however, let's rotate this piece so that it's proper, and boom, now we have the very bottom finished. Yeah, excuse me for that, you guys. Like, I definitely don't want to overcomplicate or confuse anyone who's just like, oh, like, what's going on here? Thought it was simple, but now it's just like totally messed up. So anyway, we can like recorrect all of our grains here, and now we literally just have these 3. So we know we want this guy over on this side, but if we do that, he's just jutting out like that. So guess what we are going to do? We're going to attempt to swing him around this way and come at it from this side. And the thing is, too, we want to swap that because we want him connecting to this this side of this piece, so we want them going up. So we go like that first, and then we align them, and there you go, a beautiful side that we just go done. And it doesn't matter that we mess that up because we can easily remedy that after the fact. So we are almost finished. We literally just, like, that piece is fine, it's literally just this, this, and this. And so what do? We go, let's do that, just temporarily. Okay, so there we go. We solved the corner just by doing like a quick cycle. And now we are back in the situation where we want this rotated like that, and this guy rotated like that. So again, pretty much the same situation. You will more or less always have, like, I don't think I have not once come to the same situation where it just comes down to like, yeah, 2 or 3 things, and then it's easy to narrow that down to like 2 pieces that you want to switch, and then you just go through the cycling until boom, solved again. Okay, so anyway, that is the Ghost. I'm really loving this. Again, it's a fun puzzle. It's super simple. It is great if you're just getting into cubing. Honestly, it's something, and that's the thing too, like, I'm not gonna take this out with me and have a 3x3 in my pocket. Like, it's not convenient. If I have a bag, then sure, but there's just something about sleek little puzzles like that you can just into your pocket and away you go. You can pull it out, impress your friends, yeah, or like whoever else. And anyway, so yeah, that is that. I'm trusting that little kind of talk and walk through solve was enjoyable, and we're going to go on to this beast. Now, man, I am loving this guy so much that I'm tempted to just buy the other colors because they all look so beautiful. Coffee. So anyway, we're just going to do excuse me, some solves. Oh, I could just play with this all day. I love the, like, rich emerald green and just, oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway, let's scramble this guy up and do some 2x2 solves. Okay, I think that that's one thing I've always loved about 2x2s is just by scrambling half the time you solve half the puzzle anyway, and that's what we just did. So we have the bottom layer done, and the top is... Now I do use algorithms that I know from 2x2 because, yeah, I just... so I think this is R2, U2, R, U2, R2? Yeah, okay, so then we do T-perm, which is boom, da, da, da. Oh wait, I messed that up. Oh man, I totally messed that up. Okay. Just when you think you have it totally memorized. But okay, anyway, we're gonna start over. So we got a different combo this time around, or a different configuration of the top layer. Okay, so go like that. Actually, man, I love this music. Yeah, we're gonna go like this, and then we go F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. So now we're back to where we just were. So we do a T perm. This time, let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So yeah, when you know what you're doing, 2x2s don't take too long, and they are a lot of fun. And yeah, just twisty puzzles, you guys. They're so good. Okay, let's do another one. I just love stuff that you can be like, oh yeah, it turns like this. Oh, and by the way, it turns like that. Oh, and by the way, it turns like that. So cool. All right, another scramble. The scram. Oh, interesting. I love all the different shapes and everything you see when you start toying with shape mods. Speaking of shape mods, I was interested in learning just the other day, because I have been sitting with this guy a little bit, the Master Morphix, and I had no idea that it was actually just a 3x3 with a different, in a different form. Like, there are some different challenges near the very end, but you pretty much, you solve it the same way as a 3x3. The only thing is, I am, like, definitely struggling to comprehend this guy still. I had it all, like, messed up and I got it back into the normal shape, but I don't think that was actually helping in terms of doing the initial stages, so I'm not really, like, super stoked to be working on this one right now, so I'm kind of, like, just gradually picking away at it, whereas my drive is definitely on these guys. They're just, they're sweet, and I love them. Anyway, so yeah, okay, that is scrambled enough as of right now, and it's almost half solved. So we want to finish the bottom layer. We'll go like this, and then we'll go like that. Cool, so half solved. And then what is this one? Okay, I see. It was just throwing me off. Okay, so we go like, I think, yeah, and they do the different like ending combinations that you end up with, like the different cases. They do have names as far as I know, but I don't recall those from way back. I know, like, there's the chameleon, and then I think there's, like, yeah, there are other ones. Anyway, like, I just remember them from visuals and not the names themselves. Okay, anyway, we are going to do this one, so F, R, U, R prime, U prime, and again, that, and then boom. And then again, we are at the one of two final things you can possibly end up with, which is the T perm or the Y perm. So we just go like that. Boom. Done. So yeah. Anyway, you guys, that is gonna wrap up this video. Yeah, like I just wanted to do something short just to showcase what I've really been stoked about, and that would be these two as of the last couple days. So I'm still loving them, still just solve after solve, like I keep saying. It's just so good, it's a lot of fun, and it's nice to just, yeah, think about stuff like this. It's really cool. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave your comments below if you have anything you want to share. Like, subscribe, that would be sweet too. If you are into gaming, this specifically the Nintendo Switch, then be sure to check out my dedicated Nintendo Switch gaming site, or YouTube channel rather, where I do everything Nintendo Switch. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Passion Map Studios. You guys have a great one, and I will see you next time.